We don't ask for party tricks, but instead of moving it from side to side...
Poltergeist, cannibalism and tragedy await the team in County Monaghan.
This extraordinary building behind me is home to some incredible ghost stories. With an intriguing history and regular paranormal activity, we just had to come and investigate Castle Leslie in Ireland.
Situated near the village of Glasgow, just a few miles inside the Irish Republic's border, this is a castle steeped in tradition. It has been in the Leslie family hands for over 300 years, following its purchase by Bishop John Leslie from Sir Thomas Ridgway in 1665. Many ancestral landowners have followed, and several deceased members of this historic family are said to still roam here to this very day. The present building was constructed in 1878 and is now run as a hotel. Its grounds have played host to many extravagant weddings, including Sir Paul McCartney's in 2002.
Probably the most famous ghost here has to be the ghost of Norman Leslie. He was an officer in the Rifle Brigade, and he was killed in France at the beginning of the First World War. 2 days before his death, his mother woke in the middle of the night to see her son, Norman, standing at the foot of the bed. And he looked at her, smiled, and disappeared. The day he died in 1914, the gamekeeper was standing by the sundial at the lake, and he saw Norman in his full uniform for quite a few moments, and he wondered why he'd come back. And then, of course, he disappeared. Now, those are prime examples of what I call crisis apparitions, phantasms. They're actually still alive while the ghost's been seen. But Norman haunts the place still. He's been seen on many occasions. He's been seen by guests staying in the Red Room. There are lots of things attributed to Norman around here. I'm actually holding in my hand the sword that he was holding as he was killed in France. It was found many years later and dug up by a farmer and brought back here to the family home.
This room is supposedly one of the most paranormally active places in the whole of the castle. It used to be Norman Leslie's bedroom, and he's been seen here on a regular basis. Also, this bed levitates on its own, and the ghost of a white lady has been seen in here.
We have a bed in this house that came from Breed House in Sussex, and there's all sorts of stories about Sir Thomas Oxenbridge, who used to eat young children. And supposedly he thought that he would live forever if he fed on the flesh of young children. And the story is that the locals bopped him on the head or drugged him and cut him in half with a saw and threw the parts of his body into the lake at the bottom. And when the bed came here, we had a number of problems with it, or still have. And a number of people have felt either weight pressing down on top of them or felt the bed moving. So we don't put children in there unless we don't like them.
This is the Long Gallery, where restoration is currently in progress, and it's had its fair share of paranormal activity. A misty shape and a dark figure have startled both family and guests alike. The Mauve Room is said to be haunted by the ghost of Lady Constance, who lived here many years ago. She makes her presence known to unsuspecting guests by moving objects around and opening and closing the doors.
There's been the ghost of a lady seen on many occasions, and she's been recognised from a portrait in the dining room as Lady Constance, the lady who rebuilt the house in 1878. We believe she haunts it because she loved it so much. But she could also be what's known as the traditional Irish banshee, because she revisits the house whenever anyone's dying, and she appears in their room. It's as if she's come back to take them over to the other side.
If you spent the night here, I believe that you would experience something very unreal to you. And certainly if you go up the stairs very late and the lights are out, you walk across the London, you just watch the lady that walks across there. That's one of the ladies of the castle. I myself would not go up after 12 at night.
My father used to explain it like watching television, that just because you're watching BBC or Channel 4, it doesn't mean that ITN doesn't exist, and that there are different levels and different layers, and you can be tuned into different things at different times. And I think here is maybe one of those places where the veil is just that little bit thinner.
We've got a building that is absolutely inundated with ghosts, spirits, and phantasms. So tonight, with a bit of luck, we should get some very interesting stuff.
Castle Leslie appears to be home to a wide variety of paranormal incidents, so we were keen to draw on the experience of our parapsychologist, Kieran O'Keefe.
Kieran, we've got some very unusual phenomena that's occurred here at Castle Leslie. For instance, phantoms of people that aren't dead, also a levitating bed. What do you make to all of it?
Well, I think it's great that there's so much different phenomena. Like you say, we've got phantasms of the living, otherwise known as crisis apparitions. We've also got ghosts that have passed away, like post-mortem apparitions, so two different types, and also levitation of a bed. The difficulty is with some of this is that we've got eyewitness accounts. So generally psychologists have to be aware of the fallibility of memory. However, a lot of these accounts are independent accounts and they corroborate each other. So it should be a great investigation.
What sort of things will you be looking out for during the night?
One of the main things I want to focus on is the levitation of the bed. It's quite easy to set up some sort of experiment to see if that will actually occur this evening using motion sensors and locked off cameras. In addition, when we're conducting the vigils, just be aware of the particular locations where apparitions have been seen.
Medium Derek Akora had been invited to join us in County Monaghan. But what more can we discover about a building that for centuries has housed one of Ireland's most notable families? We have just 24 hours to unearth the mysteries of Castle Leslie.
Are you drawn in a particular...
Well, just as coming up, it felt earlier as well, those last couple of stairs, I've become very, very aware at this moment of movement. Although it's residual energy at the moment, but the movement of a person, if not persons, spirit people. But there's one seems to be very prominent. It's a lady. I feel she maybe walks here. I don't know how regular, but she is here regularly. I can't say whether she's grounded or whether she's in visitation.
Okay.
But she's a good soul, and I feel her memory goes back quite a long time here.
Mm-hmm.
Without even entering any of the castle's many rooms, Derek had already become aware of the spiritual entities that exist in this ancient building. Who was this female presence, and what would we discover of her and others in the Mauve Room?
The only way I can put it, I feel as if a baby was born here, girl child, and had energy growing up, and she would come in here a lot. She would come in here because she's drawn to it, to the memory of her. And the mother love, whoever the mother love as well, she comes here, and it's like as if they must both be in the world of spirit, and they come back in visitation. And they are so attuned to this room. Yes. There's a lady who comes in here. Go on, Sam. She's a lovely soul. How do I pronounce it? Marjorie. Mm-hmm. Marjorie. She's a lovely soul.
Is she connected to the two ladies that you picked up?
Yes.
The mother and the daughter?
I feel so.
So it's one of those?
I feel so.
Okay.
A very gentle, very good soul. Lovely person. Not active in the building, in this beautiful building, but in visitation. Because I feel that she's gone truly into the the spiritual realm,
Yeah.
but because of her love and her energies and her remembrance of the good, happy times, brings her back. A good soul. Oh. I got a lovely lady downstairs, another lady who walks through this lovely building quite regularly. And, OK, Sam, that's her name again. Can you encourage her to step forward? Yes. This lovely soul feels really, really, really so strong about this lovely place. And I got a name, but it was funny to see her because what she did was, it was like, how can I put it? I guess the way I feel about it is if, you know, I'm smoking. I feel a bit of a chain smoker, smokes regularly. And...
Can you give us a name with this person?
Who is it again, Sam? Can you bring her back? Bring her back into our atmosphere. Leonie.
Leonie.
It's
a surname.
Leonie.
Surname?
Can you give me the surname, please? Come on, please, come on, you have to give it to me. See, I'm waiting for it to be given here, subjectively, but it's not been given yet.
OK.
In terms of the names that you've come up with so far as Marjorie and Leonie, are they connected to, or are they the same person as the lady that you got on top of the stairs, or...?
I feel that the lady was on the top of the stairs that walks, OK, is Marjorie. Marjorie.
So far, we had only encountered kindly spirits at Castle Leslie, but how long would we have to wait before a far angrier entity made their presence known?
There's a soul who's not happy that it's here, and he hasn't been happy since it's been brought here, and it shouldn't be here.
Castle Leslie in County Monaghan had already given us a brief but intriguing insight into its rich ancestral heritage, although it was the lady of the house that seemed to play a prominent role. The castle is currently managed by Sammy Leslie, who was keen to join us in the Red Room, a reported scene of heightened paranormal activity.
You know, do you feel any feelings with this?
What, the bed?
Just stand by it.
No.
OK. This bed, I feel, it's like just for a short space of time my mind went, and this bed was not here. And it shouldn't be here. What does that mean, Sam? The feelings from the residual energy? It belongs elsewhere. It belongs elsewhere. And there is a soul. Who is it? There's a soul who's not happy that it's here. And he hasn't been happy since it's been brought here. And it shouldn't be here. Stop it. Stop. Step back from me. Step back from me. Well, I'll move away.
Who's this angry
It's
soul?
a man.
Who is he?
I'm asking for his name and he won't give it to me.
But why? Why would he
But
do
there's someone... Sorry, forgive me.
No, sorry.
There's someone who objects to him. Absolutely. And he counteracts him. Who is it? Very noble man. Yes, who is he? Norman. A man who's Norman. Counteract this spirit soul. And he stops him.
Who's the name? What's the name of the spirit soul connected with the bed that Norman tries to stop?
I keep on asking. I keep on asking. I'm intrigued over this. But can I say he's a group of... He's one of a group of souls, spirit souls, that was around this bed in a previous place.
Right.
So the only way
So wherever the bed came from...
It was haunted.
Right.
It was haunted.
I'd be interested to know, from my perspective, are you getting the information from the bed? Are you getting it from Sam? Are you
I'm getting a mixture of both.
Here?
A mixture of both. And the residual energy, when I first walked in here, it was a blank, and I walked towards here, and I didn't feel as if I wanted to step next to it.
You're getting a mixture of information, some from the bed, which is kind of an emotional thing, but you're also getting messages from Sam and just from being in this room. So there's a lot of mixing
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I never ever know. Whatever atmosphere we walk into in the most haunted series, I never know what we're likely to expect. It's always different.
Can I ask Sammy, does any of that make any sense to you at all?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does make sense.
it does, but it's two stories that have been crossed over.
Right.
Oh, right. I don't know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
these are the energies that are, going...
Yeah.
This building appeared to hold several complex spiritual energies that for once had left our medium, Derek Akora, slightly confused. Although this bed may be paranormal, his senses relate to another bed, which is situated in Norman's room. With our cameras switched to night vision, perhaps our psychic would gain more clarity in the bedroom that is named after a favourite son who once slept there.
Well, coming now, I feel as if since we've been before, I feel as if again I've got a man's energies that's been here, and it's not residual energy, and so it tells me very clearly that his spirit self has been here, and this is where the sword belongs. This is where the sword belongs. Earlier.
A sword?
A sword. What sword, Sam? He's glad, this man is glad. Do I repeat it that way? He's glad his sword has returned. He's glad his sword has returned to its rightful place. What sword? Sam says, what do I say about that, Sam? He's glad it's returned from the field. Fields. Is that how it says? He's glad his sword has returned from the fields.
Who is he? Who are you talking about?
Who is it we're talking about, Sam? Norman. Norman.
Norman who?
Norman who? Norman Leslie. Norman Leslie.
What year did he die?
What year did he pass, Sam? What year? What? He can tell me himself. Is he here? Is he here? Okay. There's another one come here.
Who?
Who's that, please, Sam? Sorry. Right. His brother is giving him comradeship. His brother is giving him... He's laughing, he's shouting to Shane. He's shouting to Shane. Shane.
Norman shouting.
Yes. Yes. Who's Shane? Who? His brother. His brother. Shane is unhappy because of what? There's a spirit man in this beautiful home that they're all unhappy with, and they don't like him here. He's an outsider. He's not family.
Who is he?
Oxenbridge. Who? Someone called Oxenbridge. Sir Oxenbridge. There's an energy behind you. Right now, are you okay? Just a moment there. There's a light.
The radiator's on.
There's an energy just flash behind you there.
Do you know what? I'm sorry, I'm feeling like there's heat coming. That's why I turned round, because I feel like, you know when you're standing next to a fire and you've got your back to the fire, I just feel like it was just really hot. I am boiling. But is this warm in this room?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
very warm.
Very well. We want... Say, I'll have to pronounce it that way. If I get it wrong, forgive me. Sam's just said that Norman wants to get Oxenbridge out of here and back to where? How do I pronounce that? Is that a name of a place? Okay. If I say it wrong, you correct me. He wants to get Oxenbridge, Sir Oxenbridge, back to Braid Place. Braid Place.
So what is his connection? Why has he travelled here?
Why does it come here? Because there was a bed that was attached from another place.
And this is the bed that you were talking about earlier?
It must be, because he's coming up with this. And I just want to say, that sometimes, as I understand as a medium, articles or artefacts can come from one place to another of it, and in attachment, it's not always, but in attachment, a spirit person will travel if there's something linked with that artefact, article or what have you. And I feel that this energy of this person who mustn't have been a good soul in his lifetime, he, whilst the bed has been here for whatever length of time, he's wanted to cause sensation. Say it again. Is that the way I say it, Sam? I've got to say these words. And this is, Sam said he's talked to Norman, and Norman wants you to know, all of us to know, it is not Norman that has been elevating the beds off the floor. It's Oxenbridge. He's the guilty one.
Derek appeared to have sensed a displaced evil entity in the form of Sir Goddard Oxenbridge. We were keen to see if he would make his presence known to the rest of us as we began our night vigils. Richard, Derek and Vince chose the Red Room, whilst John, Tom and Rachel had made their way to the long gallery on the ground floor. Kieran, Kath and myself decided to stay in Norman's room.
When you're so quiet, you can actually hear your blood rushing around your head.
Yeah.
It's pounding in my ears. My ears are like, oh. I know, I'm not saying it's paranormal, it's like your ears are so sensitive.
You could try some, not scrying, but psychomantium type stuff, because there is a mirror in here as well.
I saw that mirror and I was wondering about that mirror. What do we do? Where's the mirror then?
There's a mirror over in the corner. This is a makeshift psychomantium. It comes from the ancient Greeks, and they used a reflective surface, sit in front of it or look into it, and you'd arrange it so that you couldn't see your reflection, but you'd look into the reflective surface, and of course this is a mirror, and try and look for and communicate with the departed, people that have passed over.
Okay.
Supposedly you should, after staring into it for a little while, you can start to see shapes and faces of people that have passed over.
Kieran's experiment with the mirror hadn't been as productive as we had hoped, but Castle Leslie would soon provide us all with a dramatic turn of events.
That's you, Kath, I know.
No, I didn't do anything. There was something behind me.
Our investigation in County Monaghan had so far passed quietly, perhaps a little too quietly. Kieran, Kath and myself had begun our vigil in Norman's room, whilst Richard, Derek and Vince were one floor below us, isolated in the Red Room and with no one else around.
Big bang. Big bang. Are you trying to make contact with us? If you are, we ask you to try and do it again.
How are you feeling, Kieran?
All right. Quite comfortable.
Who made that noise then? There was a move, there was a noise, click, 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 click.
Do you know where it's coming
Yeah,
from?
from the lamp table. You weren't moving, were you, Kieran?
No, I was just moving the camera.
Okay. Did anybody hear that?
I heard a click. I don't know if it was there were 3 clicks.
The clicks you heard came from the direction of the table, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, light anomaly.
Where did you get that?
Oof, right over by the piano.
Because just as you said it, I was just about to say I got one down by the table.
How weird.
It's very quiet at the moment.
Isn't it, Darren?
I just feel as if it could be that the energy spent earlier on in their real push.
Oh, yes.
Just gathering it up again. So it's just, binding to it.
Please try and move the bed. Try and move a piece of furniture. Did you hear that?
Mm.
That's over in that corner there. If you can hear us, and you can see us, please try hard. We're here out of the greatest respect. We don't mean you any harm at all. Do you know what I actually feel?
Let me come through here.
I feel that there's movement over there, and I actually feel that there's something in this room.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... It feels like there's something else here, like a breathing or...
Yeah,
just,
over
it's
there.
Not, it's not Kieran, because Kieran's not moving.
Do you know what I mean, Kieran, or do you think we're just getting ourselves... But then we've been here for an hour.
Yeah, we have been here for an hour, so part of it may be worked up. Like the general sort of anxiety with us being here for that long in the pitch black. But when you say you feel as though there's something here, do you think it's in the room or do you think it's focused over in that corner?
No, I think
it's over there.
Over there, by that wardrobe. It's almost like something is here and listening into us and almost kind of... I don't know, maybe I'm... Just a feeling. Just a feeling. Is that who's moving?
Sorry?
See, that's what I heard.
Who is you? Did you move then, Kieran?
Did
No. When you were pointing the camera.
I was just staying in the same place. Why? What did you hear?
Like something moving.
Yeah, this is what you were still completely, and then that's when I could hear something over there.
Yeah.
So it was a complete different noise.
Yeah,
to
like somebody.
Kieran, yeah.
Almost if somebody, one of us, was over there in the corner.
Lady Marjorie, are you here? Lady Marjorie Leslie. We know that you from time to time come back here, and we know this is your room. We know that earlier this evening you made contact with Derek, and we wonder if you would come now to us here, in your very personal bedroom. Lady Marjorie, is that you? Are you here with us?
There's an energy there.
Do you wish to make contact with us? We believe you just have. You've summoned up the energy to make a noise. Would you make us another noise? In your very personal bedroom. In your very personal bedroom.
Have you got the camera pointed in the
Over by
left?
the piano. That's you, Kath, I know.
No, I didn't do anything.
You are joking.
That was something behind me.
What?
That was something behind. It's like something tapped on that thing, that bedpan.
Tapped on what thing?
That bedpan.
I heard it, but I thought that was you.
Yeah, so did I.
No. They're homing in us.
Okay, can we leave now?
Despite its long history, Castle Leslie had offered us only a fraction of the supernatural presence that we felt it might possess. Kieran, Kath and myself ventured down into the long gallery, where John, Tom and Rachel had earlier encountered little activity. Would we be more successful in this sombre environment?
Where does that go? Oh my God.
It's blocked up at the conservatory that they're renovating. There's nothing through there.
We've got damn had it if we have to run.
Oh, shit. Did you hear that? Right. Oh, shit. Right. Oh, shit.
Come on, is there anybody here with us? Constance, are you here with us?
Was that you?
What?
Touching my arm? Underneath?
No, I've had my hand in my pocket. It's just like this.
Could have been the way my padded jacket was creasing, but it did not feel like it. You get hysterical at one point, don't you?
During our previous investigation in Ireland, we conducted a séance using an ancient method called table tipping. This is often used to invoke a physical reaction from any entities that are present within that environment. The response that we received from this séance at Kinnetty Castle came as a major shock to all the crew.
Connie's here. Don't be frightened. Please.
Was this evidence of paranormal activity? And would Castle Leslie provide us with further proof that supernatural entities actually can move physical objects? The entire crew gathered in Norman's room, and within minutes, some of us began to feel slight movement from the table.
If there's anybody there.
Someone's pulling it. He's pulling the table. Who's moving it?
I can't feel it moving.
I can.
I can't.
No, I can't.
I
I
can't
can
tell
feel
you.
it moving now.
No, it's not moving at all.
It is.
No, it's not.
I've got a camera on close up.
It's looked at them.
It's moving.
It is.
It is moving.
Is it?
Yeah.
In which way?
It's towards Sammy and back again.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. It's moving. Who's pushing it?
No, well, I certainly am not. The lightest touch in the world on it.
It's moving.
I'm good. I've let it move then because my fingers aren't even on it.
You can hear it.
Kath, take your fingers off a minute.
It's moving.
Put them back on. Derek, take your fingers off.
It's moving.
Put them back on. Kieran. Put them back on. That's it.
God, you can feel it.
Is it still moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them
Seems
back
to be
on.
vibrating, doesn't it?
Richard.
Is it still going?
Yeah.
Put it back on. Yvette.
It's creaking.
Oh, that is, yeah. That's really all.
Carl.
Mine's a bit off of it at that point.
Brilliant.
Everybody take your hand off.
Everybody, well, all in one go.
Yeah, go. Put them back on so lightly. Oh my God, it feels like someone's really leaning on it. Whoa.
After just a few minutes, the speed and clarity of these responses encouraged everyone, and it was decided to persevere with our attempts at paranormal communication. Little did we know how this decision would astound each and every one of us.
Yeah, we don't ask for party tricks, but instead of moving it from side to side...
Our investigation at Castle Leslie had begun very slowly, but nightfall appeared to have invoked the many spiritual energies that are regularly reported here. Sammy Leslie currently runs this family home, and with many of her ancestors thought to still roam here, we felt that she may help our attempt to contact them. We shouldn't have worried, because as you are about to witness, the footage that we collected is a first for Most Haunted, and some of the most remarkable ever to be seen.
Oh, hang on, we're going.
Now it's going. Wow.
Nobody's doing it.
Kieran, do we ask some more?
You're trying to communicate with us. Make the movements more obvious. Make the table move some more.
It stopped.
Norman, is this you? If this is you, we're happy you're here.
What's happening now?
That's good. Don't let it go, don't let it go.
Please try harder. Please move the table some more.
Okay, Norman, if this is you, then what we'll do is ask you questions, and the answers will be yes or no.
You feel that there?
Yes is the movement of the table. No is silence. Norman, is this you? This is another spirit?
It's another spirit. It's not Norman. He seems to have stopped. Is he still here? There's someone here in this room. Please try and move the table again. Please try and move the table again. Please try harder. Please don't leave us now.
Are you still here? We need other names.
Constance, you built this place and loved it. Is it you that's here? Constance, is it you? We know you still come back to this place. We know you come back when someone's dying. We know you take them to the other side. Is it you, Constance? Are you concerned about someone in your family? You are.
Is it something I'm doing?
Constance, are you happy with Sammy?
Well, that's yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you concerned at some of the alterations that are happening within your house? Does it bother you that things are being done in the house? No, you're not concerned, that's fine.
Is that you who walks the corridor at the top of the stairs?
Are you the only one that's listening to us, Constance, and seeing us
Or are there more people in spirit in the room? Are there 2 spirits in the room? Yourself and someone else? Are there 3? More than 3? There's more than 3. Have you been watching us all day, Constance?
Of course she is.
Is there any way, Constance, please forgive me, please forgive us so much. Is there any way, Constance, you could try and lift this table for us? Constance, please try so hard for us. I know it's a lot to ask. Please try to lift the table for us. It would mean so much for us, Constance, please. You changed my whole belief. Please try and lift the table. I know you're thinking it's a party trick and don't be so stupid, but it would just mean so much to us all. Please try just to lift the table, please. And we will do everything we can to get rid of...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
There's no way anybody
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
There's no way anybody...
Thank you.
Constance, yeah, we don't ask for party tricks, but instead of moving it from side to side...
Oh, fantastic.
Bless you.
Can you do it again, Constance? I'm sorry, please.
I don't think we needed to do party tricks.
No, I know we don't, but it's just to catch on camera to prove to everybody.
Please,
that...
Constance, just once more, for the last time, to prove beyond all doubt for us, because this is new to us, instead of taking it to the side, please bring the table upwards in one go.
Please,
levitate the table upwards for us as you just did twice. You're wonderful.
Constance,
You're wonderful.
Constance, please, just give it one more bang and we will not ask you again. I'm sorry to ask you this, but please, give it one last bang.
Use our energy.
Please, Constance, I beg you. And then we will forget the silly party tricks. Please give it one last bang. Please.
Right, come on.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Please, try, your hardest. One last bang and we'll leave it well alone.
The longevity of the table's movement astounded everyone involved. It had felt as though some unseen presence was actually under the table, controlling its movement in response to our questions. Despite our best attempts, we simply could not recreate the phenomena that we had all just witnessed.
Son, you put your hands there. Now, can you tell if I'm trying?
I just think
Come
it was
on,
amazing.
I'm going to move it.
We had positioned cameras in each of the castle's main rooms, and although we had earlier encountered a few odd noises, we were all very disappointed at the obvious lack of activity. But the reason that we now find Castle Leslie so fascinating is these responses. It was this séance that seemed to have given credence to the building's paranormal claims, and it had brought our investigation to an intriguing conclusion.
Castle Leslie has been an incredible experience for me. Any ghosts that haunt that place haunt it because they love it so much. Constance, you built this place and loved it. Is it you that's here? Constance, is it you? The first experience I've ever had of table tilting, I found an experience, to say the least. And some of the stuff we came up with, I mean, we actually did get it to respond to what we were saying.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
There's no way anybody
Thank you.
All in all, it's been a fascinating place, a fascinating experience, and an extremely haunted place.
Castle Leslie, from a parapsychologist's point of view, was fantastic. There was so much alleged phenomena that you just don't know where to start. First of all, there was a lot of mediumistic information that came through Derek. There was PK phenomena, poltergeist phenomena, occasional sense of presence. So much happened. You're trying to communicate with us, make the movements more obvious, make the table move some more. The table tipping that was conducted in Norman's room later on in the investigation was fascinating for a number of reasons. First of all, We have lots of footage of it that wasn't available to Victorian spiritualists when table tipping was at its height. For that reason, we can discount possibilities of fraud and investigate the sort of mechanics that were going on in that particular sitting. The sort of psychological variables I'm talking about are when teams of people sit around a table, they're very relaxed, they're very familiar with each other. Are these the sort of conditions that we need for phenomena to occur?
A castle and its family steeped in history. Generations have lived and died here, but how many refuse to leave? Until next time, sleep tight.
Try my best, Yvette. The ladies from the L Word are here tomorrow at 10 on Living TV. Stay tuned, though, for more from the Most Haunted team as we go behind the scenes in Most Haunted Extra after the break.